happening?
Timmy. What? Get away. Those are my guard dogs.
I see that. What's up, puppy dog?
Good. What are you pulling out here?
So this is the black and red one that I've used, gosh, I want to say probably 12 years.
Gosh, look at that thing.
He's got some miles on it.
That's what sweat, playing night after night after night. If you'll notice Stevie's, even his threads were bleached out. It was crazy. But wow, look at that.
Just all the sweat.
Yeah, and that's got alligator and but you said what happened to the original concho? Because
yeah, the original one just it had gotten so rusted and the
well, I've got another one. If you want me to put another one on, if you like that, we can leave it on there. I'm afraid you're going to lose it. See?
Yeah, I just super glued that thing into there.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll probably stay there.
But yeah, if we got another one. But the original leather it was on it just got so brittle.
So how many guitar straps do you think I've made yet?
I think maybe 6.
Quite a few.
I've got quite a few.
Spoiled little brat, aren't you?
I know, right? But you know, I used every one of them until I couldn't use them anymore.
I know.
Like
you even had to retire because a couple of them smelt pretty bad.
Oh, God. That's what I was going to say. There's a few of them that smell so bad.
That's what your wife said at the time. Yeah.
Make sure I put them in the back of like an open back amp
stanky.
And put them in the trailer.
Yeah.
You can't put them in the car anymore.
Well, when you play all night the way you do and you sweat, they just get so wet.
Yeah.
And you know, Stevie sweated his concho out too.
Really?
That's the reason why if you look at the original, some of the first magazines when he came out with that on, you'll see that the concho's got these scallops on it.
Right.
Okay, it's like I've got an example of it right here. It's got this very one on it.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one I think you had on.
I think so.
Yeah, and that was the one I got out of the. It was a that concho. If anybody knows where that concho is, you've got a belt that has those on it. Let me know. I'd be glad to buy them from you.
That's really cool.
But these were made out from a company in Austin called the Southwest Collection, I think it was. And they went out of business.
Right.
I'd like to even know if somebody has the printing stamps for those. I'd like to know that because I'd like to reprint that one.
Right. That's too cool.
But that's the reason why he sweated his out. It just rusted out.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
You know. So yeah, you guys that play hard, you know, that's what kind of happens.
Well, that's what I say. If you're not sweating when you play, you're not playing hard.
Well, a lot of these guys, you know, the other guys, you know, but you're like a shoe shop. You know, you bring them in, you get them repaired, and you go back out.
Right.
You know, well, when you sweat these out, sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why you come and get a new one.
That one, I've made sure I've taken really good care of that one.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is try to take this guitar here and try to figure out what colors we're going to use to make this thing kind of match it. And the other red one.
Yeah, and also have this one as well. And I kind of just switch back and forth between the two.
And between the pick guard and the red, and the off-white.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
Okay. And the ribbing here, it's the same, about the same color.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
You know, oh, yeah, cool. Here, ta-da! So I'm kind of getting used to this whole thing myself.
I had tape over this for a long time. It used to be longer.
Oh yeah?
Or whatever, and then
it wallered out on you, didn't it?
Yeah, and there was tape over it and everything else, and I ended up having to just put that on.
Make ends meet.
Yeah.
Perfect. Even better.
Did you check this out?
Got a nice sticker over there too. Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Those things are all over the damn place, man.
Well, you know, I just want to let you know I always kind of liked you.
Well, appreciate that. don't know if you know this.
Do you want initials?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love. So my dad is MWJ. I'm MWJ. Both of my boys are MWJ.
Okay.
So. So I figure.
I forget he's a skinny guy. Skinnier
Yeah.
than me. What are you, about 150?
40.
I'm 165 for an old fart.
I lost 40 pounds when I quit drinking.
Look at this skinny cat.
Go to hell with y'all. Man.
You lost a bunch of weight since
I
I
call him skinny. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was
So
asking me,
you
what
want-
would you do? I was like,
would you like to have
drinking all the beer in East Texas?
So what are we looking at here?
MWJ.
Okay, MWJ.
Yeah. So my dad's Michael Wayne. I'm Michael Wesley. My oldest is Michael Warren, and my youngest is Marshall Wesley.
Kind of like a rebirth. I've been WJ.
I've always had WJ on all of mine. This would be the first one with the 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, hey, that's
I kind of avoided the 3 initials because of the Stevie thing for so many years. You know, it's one of those things where if you're a blues player from Texas, specifically East Texas, and if you're aggressive playing a Strat, there's no way to get out from the Stevie Ray comparisons. You know, it's just part of it.
well. He mimics so many of the greats. There's so many of the greats up in him that he just kind of laid them all out in one big.
Right. And we're all
Spread.
just a sum of our influences, you know.
Right.
But later on in life, for a while I kind of ran from that. You know, I kind of resented the whole Stevie Ray wannabe thing. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm a blues player from Texas, and all of his heroes are my heroes as well.
Well, you started separating yourself a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And you know, I had a lot of different influences in different genres than just the straight Stevie Texas blues thing. You know.
do you want a black?
Yes, I would like one to look.
Do you want a shiny or suede?
I like the suede.
Okay.
I would like one similar to that. I'm thinking. What do you think about red stitching on this one?
I've got different. Yeah. We can do red stitching around it.
Right behind you.
That would be
Oh yeah,
perfect.
I think that'll look good.
And sometimes white or gold stitching around it.
Right.
Sometimes a gold stitching around it is just.
Sets it off.
It's quite lovely.
So yeah,
Astonishing.
there you go. Well, I've got that the red Les Paul that I'll be playing using the Strat with. I got Warren Haynes to sign it
Cool.
years ago, but I got him to sign it from Warren to Warren. So I'm giving that Les Paul to my son.
That's awesome.
So this strap, in that he's an MWJ as well, so this strap will stay. with him.
MWJ, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
So you're gonna give him the strap to Warren?
Yeah, I'll keep this strap with that guitar. And
So is it true that you named your son after Warren Haynes?
I did, absolutely. Yeah. He's always thought that was cool too. Actually, both Warrens thought it was cool, and one of the times I went and played with Government Mule, Warren had told me, Big Warren, we call him Big Warren and Little Warren. So Big Warren said, "Hey, why don't you bring the kids over earlier in the day, and we'll hang out. I know Little Warren's been wanting to meet me, and I've been wanting to meet him." So I brought him over, and we spent a couple hours just hanging out, and got a bunch of pictures with the 2 Warrens together.
You gotta send me a picture of that so I can put it in the video.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Warren is just, I mean, as far as...
Warren and your other brother Warren? Is that right?
Yeah.
What?
Warren Haynes, I mean, as far as people in the business and players that I've met over the years, I mean, he's about as
Genuine?
genuine,
Yeah.
just a great guy. I mean, if anybody you could ever meet.
So, I was told through the grapevine that you have stopped drinking.
I did. Yeah, like I said, I think today is 28 months since I had a drop. It was just time, you know. It's one of those things to where doing what we do for a living, it's pretty easy to get kind of caught up in that whole scene, you know, where you're partying and having a good time with everyone, and you wake up the next. Have any friends left today? But no, you wake up hungover, so you have another drink to get over it, and the next thing you know, it's just a vicious cycle.
What made you want to quit?
I had been wanting to quit for a while, just feeling bad. You know, it's touring is hard work, no matter how you cut it. But if you add all of that into the mix, it's so much more work, and it's not safe. There's just a lot of reasons. I'd gone through a lot of changes in my personal life. I'd just gone through a divorce and that whole deal, and it was time, you know. I wish I'd have done it years before, as a matter of fact, but
yeah. Well,
wake up every day feeling
it
good.
just takes so much time to gather up just the confidence.
Right.
You know.
You know, the whole thing that Stevie said regarding his sobriety, and I didn't realize it was because it seemed so outlandish to me that somebody could be as good as Stevie, and he said he didn't feel like he could play sober. He wasn't sure if he could do it. And I never understood that. I was like, how the hell could someone as good as Stevie be unsure of his playing in any way? But really, when you play under the influence for so long, you really do feel that way. And to a certain extent, if you're physically addicted to anything, you are going to have a hard time for a little while. But it's totally worth it, you know. I mean, it took a little while for my hands to kind of come around, and my muscle memory to get where it needed to be, and my confidence to grow. And really, for me, the drinking and playing was almost so you could get out of your own way, you know, to get out of your own head and just play. And that's where alcohol came in handy, you know, as far as that went. You know, you could squash your nerves and not think about playing, just turn your brain off. But that comes with time too. Once you sober up, and it's better. I mean, after I sobered up,
Sorry about my dog. He's pissed off because he can't come in.
He wants to come help.
He just wants to come in here and be with us.
So, when you're playing now, how is it different than before?
You know, I look back on videos of myself playing back, and it really is true. You think you're playing better, you feel like you're playing better, but you're not. You know, you go back and listen to playback the next day, and it's sloppy, and you're just like, wow. Yeah, I was playing off the hip, you know, and just kind of coming up, just letting it flow. But man, you don't always land on your feet, and sometimes it's just. It's no different than someone speaking. You know what I mean? You have too many drinks, you start slurring. You're not articulate, and your guitar playing is the same way. There's no difference. But since I've quit, I've had so many players that I never knew had an issue come to me and go, "Hey, how did you? First off, why? And then how did you quit?" And you know, looking for just someone else that understands. You know, and I've. In the 2 years since I've sobered up, I've helped quite a few people come through it, and that's the best feeling. I mean, like,
ain't it though?
Yeah, if you can help someone else kind of see the light, that is really.
Or just there to support them, you know.
That's it.
It's a scary thing to face your fears and how you've dealt with them all your life.
Right.
The patterns that you accumulate. And the people you hurt in the process.
Yeah. And for me, you know, having kids, that's a game changer. You know, once you have kids, I mean, you're no longer living for yourself anymore. It's about someone else. And
well, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right. And, you know, you want to be, I want to be, you know, as good of a role model for my kids as I can.
Yep.
I don't want them to see, I didn't want them to see me like that. So anyway, it's a distant, not so distant memory at this point, but you know.
Yeah, we're proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
We're glad that God's grace
it's good to be on the other side of that whole deal.
God's grace is.
Well, I can't wait to see you live again because I've always enjoyed watching you play and hearing your voice. It's going to be nice seeing you clear out there.
Yeah, it really is a whole different ball game.
You know,
so what's going on with you, Wes? You got any shows coming up that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, well, as you know, I spent all of last year out with Lance Lopez touring with him, and man, we were out we were out playing, gosh, probably 20 dates a month, something like that. So I just had, and we were going from one coast to the next, just nonstop. So I really didn't have much time to do my own solo thing. I was out doing that. So he's taking some personal time off for this year. So I'm back to doing my trio thing. So I'm doing the 13th in Longview at the Lone Star Ice House. And then the 19th in Shreveport, a place called Muddy Waters. So right now I'm booking all the way into the fall. So trying to get my trio thing back up and going, and I've got another record deal on the table. So I'm just finishing up all the material for that, and hopefully getting another record in the works this year.
What's the new album going to be about?
It's actually called Blood, Sweat, and Years, as a matter of fact.
That's cool.
Yeah. Lyrically, that's probably the best song I've ever written. It's just a song about my life being on the road and the sacrifices that you have to make. I mean, people don't realize, they just see when you're up on stage and they see that, 75 or 90 minutes that you're up there having a great time. They don't think about the entire lifestyle that goes behind touring and the whole, just the whole rigmarole that goes with it. So yeah, that's kind of the story behind that title track anyway. But a lot of the material is a little heavier, a little more rockin' than straight blues, which I've always kind of had that issue where I've been too rock for the blues people and too blues for the rock people.
Yeah. Trying to find where the hell do I fit in there.
Right, but there's different schools of thought on that situation, and it's like, well, you can try to make your music for other people. That's one way to go about it. Okay, well, this is what people want, this is what's working, and then you can try to tailor what you do towards that, which I don't necessarily subscribe to that idea. I mean, I feel more comfortable doing music that I love and that makes me happy, and if people dig it, they do. And I don't necessarily feel that you have to have, this little box to pigeonhole what you do. And
cookie cutter thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a blues rock funk guy. I mean, I love Sly Stone just as much as I do Freddie King.
Yep.
I'm just as likely to be listening to Albert Collins as Pantera. So
that's what being a Texas boy is,
right? Exactly.
Well,
there's no shortage of badass
Freddie King to all the.
Freddie's still my favorite.
All the great guys that had some kind of soul to them.
Right.
It wasn't so dry.
Right. I mean, if you're playing with soul, you're not going to be cookie cutter or playing one thing. Most people are going to have more than one dimension to what they love. Blues has always spoken to me for whatever reason. I was a middle-aged white kid coming up in the 90s. For all, I should have been playing Nirvana, really. Truthfully, I mean, everybody else my age was learning Stone Temple Pilots and Nirvana and all that, and I was just locking myself in my room with Howlin' Wolf and Fabulous Thunderbirds and ZZ Top. I've got to give my dad credit for that, though. I grew up in a musical family, and my dad was always listening to ZZ Top and Stevie and the T-Birds, Los Lobos.
Yes, I remember your dad walking you down that aisle to my booth that day to make that guitar strap for you.
Yep.
I remember that.
I think the black and red one there, I think he had that one made for me as well.
Wes, can I use some of your music to put in this video?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make sure. I know you probably still have some of my records from the past, but I'll make sure and give you some.
Actually, I don't know.
We can go online and...
No, I gave them all back to you.
Oh, did okay.
Yeah. Your ex-wife asked for me to give them back all to her.
Oh, they're lost then. You're gonna have to ask her back. Man.
I ain't asking her. Hey.
Warren is just growing like a weed. He's 9 now.
Yep. They don't quit doing it either.
It's a trip. My youngest, Marshall, he's the one that if I'm gonna have a musician on my hands, it's gonna be him. He's got the personality. God, does he have personality?
Mine does. I don't think mine does.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's going to give me a run for my money, I'm telling you.
I'm hoping.
But yeah, you know, I'm one of those parents. If my kids want to play, then cool. I'll support him, and he'll have a bunch of badass gear to start out with, and you know. But if he doesn't, cool. You know, I'm not going to force his hand. I want him to do something that's going to make them.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
Happy.
He's going to take that route as your dad and just be a mechanic. Badass cars, huh?
Right. Well, yeah. It very well could be. I mean, that's the other thing. He's surrounded by music and music gear all the time, but he's also surrounded by hot rods all the time. I pick him up from school in the Corvette all the time. And my youngest, though, it's always go fast, go fast, go fast. I'm like, man, I'm in the city limits, can't really do that, and not with my kid in the car.
Yeah, you can.
But he's a daredevil. Like if I'm gonna have one that's he's so much like me. It's unreal. My parents think it's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, they're enjoying that. You're gonna have.
Yeah,
you're gonna live through it yourself.
You see that he's doing over there? That's pissing you off right now. Yeah, that's you all day. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
He keeps me laughing. I named him after Hendrix. That's where Marshall came from. Everybody thinks it's the amp or the city I'm from, but it's Hendrix's middle name.
You're giving me some good stuff. Thank you.
I can jibber jab all day.
Yeah. All right.
So getting my band back out and running again, after that, you know, the whole year of being out with Lance, I was only seeing my kids, you know, 3-4 days a month, something like that, if I was lucky. And it's, you know,
rough
to be such a big part of my life is being a family man, you know, as being a dad. That was really tough. So doing my band right now, I'm getting that whole thing back up and running. I'm basically booking shows that I can get to within a day's drive. You know, anything within 5, 6, 7 hours, so I can go, drive to it, play the gig, and then, you know, make it back and sleep in my own bed or, you know, see my kiddos. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep my schedule like that without touring, you know, not being gone more than a week at a time. But for right now, I'm just trying to kind of make up for lost time for last year, not being around my boys enough. So just trying to do that dance that all of us musicians do. It's like a fine line of, you know, being out enough to make enough money to be able to take care of your kids and then be comfortable. But, you know, if you're out making money, you're not home. So I'm trying to be around, but, you know, still take care of business. So it's kind of a fine line to walk. You know?
Isn't it though?
But so that's the deal, man. I'm just trying to kind of sink back into some more of the local gigs that I did, you know, when I was younger. And not, you know, be completely consumed with touring. I mean, when you're out on the road, it's kind of hard to think about or do anything else. You know, it's just such a all-consuming thing. So that way I can do that, see my kids, and still spend a little bit more time concentrating on getting all my material together and getting stuff together for this next album.
Time to wrap your head around that.
Yeah, I mean, it's time. It's way past time.
Me too. It's been 18 years.
Yeah.
So
really, I'm just kind of, I've got a bunch of songs, and you know, some of them are still not completely done, but I've just got to kind of figure out exactly which direction I want to go on this record. You know, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like you can make a record for what you think people want to hear, or you can make what's going to make you happy, and that's the deal. I really feel like I'm just going to make a record that's all songs that I like and enjoy, and you know, what if people decide they want to try to pigeonhole it and put it into a box, then, you know, whatever, that's fine. I'm not just going to set out to make a rock record or a blues record. I think at this point I'm just going to
make a Wes record.
Make a Wes Jeans album. That's it, which is kind of scattered. But you know, the days of people buying entire albums, it's kind of long gone anyway. So, you know, the whole concept of making a full record at a time, kind of an old school way to look at it. Because people pretty much now just download whatever song it is they like off the record, and that's it.
got this sucker finished for him.
Looks incredible.
And is it what is your first name?
Michael.
Michael.
Michael
Wes Jeans. All right. First time he's ever had it with the M.
Yep.
It's always just been WJ.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's see how this sucker will fit on there. You're going to put some strappy locks on there.
Yeah, I don't want to drop it and scratch it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, yeah. Sure don't want to do that. We're not here.
Perfect. It's like you've done this before, Christian. Looks great, my man. Check that out.
So what was it like, Wes, your first time watching your strap being made?
That's just too cool, man. I've always wondered how he did it. You know, I've always just gotten my straps and either ordered them and just picked them up at the guitar show, or I've always wondered how he did it. So that was really cool to get to see him work his magic. How cool is that? And it smells good.
Wes and I have known each other long enough to know the difference.
Yeah.
And we both had children, and our lives have gone for the last 20 years, kind of. But we're going to try to get together and hook up and do some shows together.
Absolutely.
Y'all check it out. We're going to talk about how I'm going to go out to East Texas, play out in Longview and some places out where you live, and come maybe if you would have me come out and sit in with you a couple of times.
That'd be great. And I've really been wanting to. There's some other guys too that have talked about it. You know, Freddie King's from Gilmer, just right up the road. It's a crying shame that there's not a Freddie King festival or a statue or anything like that. We could maybe put our heads together and come up with a Freddie King festival. That would be awesome. Really cool.
Be fun.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
But maybe something for the town. You know, I don't know if. I mean,
like how Linden had the T-Bone Walker Blues Festival.
Right.
It would be cool to honor Freddie and Gilmer. But yeah, man, have you come out and play with us sometime in Marshall? That would be cool, man. Being that I'm going to be around the area for a while, out all the time. Check that out. That looks great, man. Wonderful.
Wes, how can someone find you online and get all that? Do you want to give us all your information so we can share?
Right now, Facebook is the easiest, quickest way. I'm getting my WesJeans.com back up and going. Like I said, after a 5-year kind of foray into doing sideman stuff and kind of sidelining my solo deal, I've got to get my website and all that back up and running. But yeah, just Facebook / Wes Jeans is the easiest.
Cool, and once you get everything up, we'll share it out with all our friends as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm about to get that new website and EPK and the whole thing up and going, and get to work on this next record, man. So we're just getting the ball rolling again. There we go.
We're excited to hear what you're going to be doing, and stay in touch, Wes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wes.
Appreciate it.
Been waiting for that laugh.
What laugh are you talking about?